Welcome back. Today I will start absolute value functions, that is mod x. But before taking up this mod x function, it will be better for me to take up radicals and especially the square root. And I hope that I will be able to remove all your confusions about square root and the absolute value functions, especially the what is the value of 1 root s square. I will try to remove all your confusions. Now I will start a square root. Square root. We know that five square sorry 5 square is equal to 25 and minus 5 square is also equal to 25. That is 5 square is equal to 5 into 5. 5 minus 5 square is equal to minus 5 into minus 5 is equal to minus cancels out 25. When we raise a number to the second power, we are squaring it. It is called a square. So that is, we are here finding the square of above we have find a square of 5 and minus 5 is equal to 25. We can reverse the process of squaring also to find the square roots. For example, what we want to find what number when squared is equal to 25. Suppose we want to find this. Our answer will be 5 minus 5, since 5 square is equal to 25 and minus 5 square is equal to 25. This is the inverse process. Reverse, that is, we are reversing the process of finding the squaring process. Reversing the squaring process. So 5 is square root of 25 and minus 5 is also square root of 25. In general definition, the number b is a square root of number a if b square is equal to a. That is, five is square root of 25 if 5 square is equal to 25. Is it? Yes. Similarly, minus 5 is square root of 25, since minus 5 whole square is equal to 25. So we are applying this definition of square roots. This definition of square roots. As we can see above, every positive number has two square roots, one positive, one negative. For example, a square root of 9 of 25, as we seen, are minus 5 comma 5. A square root of 16 are minus 4 comma 4. That is, every positive number has two square roots. Positive number has two square roots. Only 0 has exactly one square root. Zero has only one square root, and 0 square is equal to 0, and square root of 0 is 0. Now, what is the meaning of this symbol? This symbol. If you see somewhere this symbol, sometimes is equal to 2. What is the meaning of this symbol? This symbol represents positive square root of the number of a number. We call it principal square root. Principal square root. What is the meaning of this? As we have seen, the square roots of 9 are the square root of 9 are 3 comma minus 3. So we represent, so this 3 is called principal square root. Square root, and it is represented as root 9 is equal to 3. Principal square root. There is also a negative square root minus 3 for 9. It is represented as minus and root 9. That is, the value of this is always positive. So what is the definition of this? For a belong to real number and a positive real number, root a represents the positive or principal square root of a. Root of a and minus a minus under root a represents negative square root of a. It is opposite to principal square root. So whenever you see anywhere these kind of notations, root 9, root 16, the value of this will be only plus 3. The value of this will be only plus 4. The value of this will not be minus 3. The value of this will not be minus 4. What is the value of the negative square root is represented by this, not by this. This is a representation of a principal square root or a positive square root. Whenever you see in any problem or anywhere written, it is a general confusion that we start thinking that it is written root 16, so its value is plus minus 4. Wrong. Its value is only plus 4. Right. So I am explaining everything step by step, concept wise. The whole thing is there is a nomenclature for this. Anything inside the square root is called radicand, radicand. This thing, this representation is called radical symbol, and the whole of this is called radical. So 81 is equal to radical. 81 is radicand. Right. Now we solve a problem. Let us find the values of these many functions. Under root 81 minus under root 225 comma under root 49 divided by 4. We want to find the value of this. As we have explained, inside the radical symbol every value is positive. So its value is 9, and its value is, this is square 15, its value is minus 15, and its value is 7 divided by 2, positive. That is, this symbol represents its positive square roots. Positive square roots of number written under it, number of, that is radicand. I am again repeating, this value is positive. Don't confuse that square of 81 will be plus minus 9. No, and it is only plus 9. Minus sign comes from here, outside the radical symbol. Now the square of a rational number is perfect square. For example, what is rational number? A number which can be written in the form of P upon Q. Rational means I have explained in some of the video. A rational number which can be written in the form of p upon q. Q not equal to 0. P comma q integer. So square of any rational number is a perfect square. So suppose our rational number is 2, so its square is 4. Suppose our rational number is 1 upon 2, its square is 1 upon 4. So these are perfect squares. Right. If our number is not perfect square, then suppose our number is this 5, root 5. 5 is not a perfect square. So what will happen? It will happen that if the positive number is not a perfect square, then the square root is an irrational number. Then under root 5 is a irrational number. That is, it cannot be put in form of p upon q. P is equal to integer, q is equal to integer, q not equal to 0. Now a very important concept regarding absolute value function is square root of expression containing variables. If x not equal to 0, then square roots of x square are minus plus x comma minus x, right? This we have already explained earlier. Now what is the value of this? We want to find the value of this value. Now it is a radical expression. As we have explained, it is a square root. So it is a principal square root. Because this radical symbol represents only the positive values of the square root. So what is the implication of this principal square root? The implication of principal square root is its value is always positive. Now suppose our function value is 4 square under root, right? So its value will be 4. However, if our radicand is minus 4, what will be its value? It will be minus 4. No, it cannot be minus 4 because this represents only positive values. So what we have to do? We have to reframe it like this: under root minus 4 square is equal to minus of minus 4, right? In algebraic expression it will be written as under root x square is equal to x if x greater than 0 and minus x if x less than 0. Why we have done this? To make under root x square a positive number. This is by definition of this value. This is always positive. Principal square root. Right? And this is also called absolute value function. How? We consider the above same example. We want to find the value of under root minus 4 square. So its value will be, as per our definition, will be, since this is less than 0, this is less than 0, so our value will be minus of minus 4 is equal to 4. What was the value? Minus x if x less than 0. So our x is minus 4. So less than 0. What will the value of 4 square is equal to 4. Why? Because it is x if x less greater than 0. Again I repeat, root x square is a positive quantity and to make it positive, its definition is equal to x if x greater than or equal to 0 is equal to minus x if x less than 0. This is also same definition of mod x. I will explain what is absolute value function. Don't worry. So I think your all the confusions regarding the square root might have been removed. That what is the, whether it is plus or minus or what is that. Suppose you what is x square is equal to 4 given, then x is equal to plus minus 4. However, how x square is equal to 4 given, so its value will be x is equal to plus 4 root 4 and minus root 4. And this is equal to 2, this is equal to minus 2. But if only root 4 is given, root 4 is plus 2, minus root 4 is equal to minus 2. With this I have finished the square root function. There are other cube roots, nth root also, but these are not required for absolute value function definition. Required for absolute value function definition. So we will take some examples. Our first example is find the value of under root 6 whole square. As you all know, the this is less than 0, so its value will be minus of this value is equal to 6. This will be the answer, or you can write just like mod 6 mod minus 6 is equal to plus 6. Similarly, you want to find the value of 25 x to the power 6 under root. Its value will be plus 5x cube modulus, if you remove the plus sign, or 5 is positive mod x cube. I will explain modulus, don't worry. So what we have seen square root, radicand, radical symbol rather than symbol, principal square root, principal or positive square root, negative square root, and the value of root x square is equal to mod x is equal to x greater than 0 minus x less than 0, x less than 0, because to make it positive. With this I am completing the square root. In the same series I will be explaining absolute value function and inequalities of absolute value function. We will take some problems also. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.